How many times have you heard the saying, fall 7 times, stand up 8? But have we ever truly understood its depth? This familiar phrase isn't just about the mathematics of resilience, it's about the spirit of persistence, the will to keep going, carving a path through life's challenges. At the surface level, it's a simple equation, fall 7 times, stand up 8. But if we scratch beneath that surface, we discover a profound truth about human endurance and the power of never giving up. Consider the first part, fall 7 times. It's not a question of if we'll fall, but when. Life will knock us down again and again. It might be a minor stumble, a significant setback, or a colossal catastrophe. But the message here is clear. Falling is part of the journey. It's part of being human. And then comes the second part, stand up 8. This is where the magic happens. Standing up one more time than we've fallen symbolizes that extra effort, that additional push, that surplus ounce of courage we summon from deep within ourselves to rise even when we feel like we've hit rock bottom. The beauty of this verse lies in its insistence on the number 8, one more than the falls. It's not just about getting back up, it's about going beyond, pushing ourselves further, finding that extra strength to not only recover but to advance. The 8 stands for hope, for ambition, for the fight in us that refuses to be quenched by the falls. It's about surpassing our previous selves, about learning from our falls and rising stronger, wiser, and more determined. So the question is, how do we apply this wisdom in our daily lives? Let's delve deeper. Why do we fall? Is it because we lack the skills, the knowledge, or the strength? Or is it something more? The answer, my friends, is not as straightforward as we'd like it to be. The reality is we all fall. We all fail. It's a part of the rich tapestry of life, a universal experience that binds us together as human beings. No one is immune to failure, not the most successful entrepreneurs, not the most brilliant scientists, not even the most talented artists. They've all had their fair share of stumbles, their bouts with defeat, but the question isn't why we fall, but rather why we allow ourselves to stay down. Failure isn't a monster to be feared. It's not a pit of despair that swallows us whole. It's not a measure of our worth or a reflection of our abilities. It's just a moment. A blip in the grand scheme of things, a speck on the vast canvas of our lives. Yes, failure can be painful. It can bruise our egos and dent our pride. It can make us question our worth and doubt our abilities, but failure in its rawest form is simply an outcome. It's a result, a consequence, a part of the equation. What matters, what truly matters, is not the falling, but the getting back up. It's the resilience, the grit, the determination to rise above the fall. It's the refusal to let a moment of defeat define our journey. It's the courage to dust ourselves off, to learn from the experience, and to stride forward with renewed determination. Failure is not a dead end, it's a detour. It's a chance to reassess, to recalibrate, to find a new way forward. It's an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become stronger and wiser. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. It's a catalyst for change, a launch pad for growth, a compass guiding us towards our true north. So the next time you fall, remember this, it's not the end, it's just the beginning of a new chapter, a new journey, a new you. So we've fallen, what now? Do we stay down or do we get back up? The beauty of life lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. It's about resilience, that indomitable spirit that refuses to stay down. It's about the strength in our hearts that pushes us to stand back up, dust ourselves off, and continue on our journey, no matter how many times we've stumbled. Consider the luminary figures who've graced our world with their presence. Thomas Edison, the man who illuminated our lives, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He fell, time and time again, but he never let those falls define him. Instead, he used them as stepping stones, building blocks towards his ultimate success. Or take J.K. Rowling, the creator of the magical world of Harry Potter. She was rejected by 12 publishers before she found one that believed in her story. Each rejection was a fall, a setback. But did she let them deter her? No, she stood back up, each time more determined than the last, and she turned her dream into a reality. And let's not forget Steve Jobs, the visionary behind Apple. He was fired from his own company, a fall that could have broken anyone. But Jobs didn't let this defeat crush him. He rose from it stronger and more determined, and he reclaimed his position, leading Apple to unprecedented heights. Each of these individuals and countless others have faced their fair share of falls. They've tasted failure, felt its sting. But the important thing is, they didn't let those falls keep them down. They rose again and again, proving to the world and to themselves that they were more than their failures. Resilience is not about avoiding the fall. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel our rise. It's about standing back up, no matter how many times we've been knocked down. Remember, it's not the fall that defines us, but how we rise. But why stand up 8? Why not stand up 7? What's the secret of that extra stand? The 8th stand is a symbol that carries a profound meaning. It's a testament to our resilience, our ability to bounce back from adversity, and our will to keep moving forward. It represents our capacity to go beyond our failures, to push our limits, and to strive for more, even when we have achieved our initial goal. Picture this. You're a boxer in the ring. You've been knocked down 7 times. Each time you've risen back up only to be knocked down again. But you don't give up. You push through the pain, the fatigue, the discouragement. You rise for an 8th time. That's the spirit of the 8th stand. But there's more to it than just standing up an extra time. It's about the mindset it takes to do so. It's about the courage to face adversity head-on, the determination to keep going when the odds are stacked against you, and the tenacity to never accept defeat. The 8th stand is not about the number of times we fall, but rather about our ability to rise again. It's about the strength it takes to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get back in the game. It's about the grit it takes to keep going, even when everything in us wants to quit. It's about the realization that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone to success. Every stumble, every setback, every disappointment is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. The 8th stand is about refusing to be defined by our failures. It's about choosing to define ourselves by our ability to overcome, our willingness to persevere, and our determination to succeed. So when life knocks you down 7 times, stand up 8. Not because it's easy, but because you are stronger than your failures. Because you have the power to turn your obstacles into stepping stones, your setbacks into comebacks, and your failures into victories. The 8th stand is a symbol of our indomitable spirit, our relentless pursuit of growth and self-improvement. We've dissected the verse, understood its implications, but how do we harness its power in our lives? To truly grasp the power of this verse, we must first learn to embrace failure, not just in theory, but in practice. Not as a mere concept, but as a reality of life. Because failure, my friends, is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. It's the stepping stone that leads us towards growth, towards becoming the best version of ourselves. We've all heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. This verse echoes the same sentiment. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. Each fall, each stumble, each setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger. It's a chance to reassess our strategies, to refine our skills, to redirect our path. But embracing failure is just the first step. The real magic happens when we rise, when we stand up after each fall. This is where the power of persistence comes into play. Persistence is not about never falling, it's about always getting back up. It's about not giving up, not letting setbacks deter us from our goals. This verse serves as a reminder that we should never stop striving for growth. It urges us to keep pushing forward, to keep fighting, to keep rising, no matter how many times we fall, because in the end, it's not about how many times we fall, but how many times we rise. So how can we apply this wisdom to our lives? Start by embracing failure. Celebrate your falls, your stumbles, your setbacks. Use them as opportunities to learn, to grow, to become stronger. Then stand up. Stand up each time you fall and keep moving forward. Keep striving for growth, for progress, for success. Remember, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Let this be your mantra, your guiding light in the face of adversity. Because in the end, it's not about how many times we fall, but how many times we rise.